welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom, and this is Addie. And in this video, we're going to be looking at Addie's theater kit. So this is what it would come in. Obviously, you buy these used; they're not made anymore. And like both Felicity's and Josephina's and Kirsten's, Kirsten has one too. It comes with both 4 of these. So these are the scripts and the director's guide. So this is the Friendship and Freedom. Similar to Felicity's, this is a school story. I do not know why they did not do this with Kirsten. I had my issues. You could check out that video because they did it at the very beginning and know about Martha dying. But this is the school story. It's a shortened version of her second, her first and kind of second book. So it talks a little bit about plays. Obviously, Addie would not be really seeing plays. It does talk about a few different things and playbills. It talks about the characters. In this one, you have Addie, Sarah, Addie's mother, Mama, Miss Doone, their teacher, Harriet, and Harriet's friend, Marvis. So if you're just coming in this, Harriet is in the stories. She's a wealthy Black girl. She was not, I can't remember whether her parents or her grandparents were born in slavery, but she's never experienced it. So it talks about the different characters and the tips and different things and different historical things. Very similar to the other books. It does talk about the props. In Act 1, you have 2 lunch pails and a hair ribbon. Act 2, you have a slate and a slate pencil. If you're not familiar with what the slate is, it's a chalkboard. So the slate pencil is likely going to be chalk. Act 3 has 2 lunch pails, a bunch of grapes, school books, packages of clothes, and a handkerchief. Act 4 has 4 lunch pails, school books, and an apple. And then Act 5 has a medal, a lunch pail, and love cookies. So, and it talks about the different stage sets and curtains and lightings and apparently theater flyers. And of course, Lincoln being shot in Ford's Theater. It talks about the scenes, which Act 1 is early morning in the garret where Addie and Mama live. Act 2 is at school. Act 3 is outside Miss Ford's dress shop after school. Act 4 is, oh no, I already read that. And yeah, no, Act 4 is outside Miss Ford's dress shop after school. That's both Act 4 and Act 3. And then Act 5 is at school. So it talks about different costumes and what they would wear. It does talk about Cornelia Howard, who was an actress popular for playing Little Eva in the play Uncle Tom's Cabin. That's a whole different issue. Uncle Tom's Cabin was not written for African American people. It was written to get white people to be sympathetic and not to see African Americans as dangerous. It does actually mention, I think there's somebody else who's mentioned in here. Let me just see, because she's mentioned in the mysteries as the actual person who's a singer. Let's see if I can find that in here. Let's see, does it mention her? That's mentioning Uncle Tom's Cabin. How to become a character, not forgetting lines. Music. Let's see if it's mentioning. I swear it does. I could be wrong. I'm trying to find this. Customs. That talk about, no, talking about Cornelia Howard, not really. Because there is an actress who is mentioned in one of her mysteries that was a great singer. So this is obviously the director's guide, and then they all come with 4 of these, which is the little friendship, which is the screen directions and the words. So it talks about, this is Addie's first day at school, so I was wrong. This is just her second school book. And her going to school and going with Sarah. And she gets kind of drawn in when Miss Doone moves her next to Harriet. And she's learning to read. And Addie wants to be with Harriet because Harriet's more popular and she's wealthy. But then what ends up happening in the last one, as it happens in the book, is Addie wins the spelling bee. She beats Harriet, and Harriet gets mad. And Harriet doesn't really treat her well, and she goes to apologize to Sarah and for them to become friends again. So I actually like this story, particularly after reading Kirsten's, which was very, very weird. I think the school stories do well for these short little plays. So that is it for this review. Again, this is Addie's Theater Kit. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, I will be continuing to work on Addy, and then we will be making that massively interesting jump into Samantha in 1904. Gone from the very poor former slave to the little rich white girl. Not that I am looking down on Sam, but it is a very interesting leap. But nonetheless, if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe and leave a positive comment if you have one. Thank you.